Whether you call these chocolate lava cakes, chocolate fondants, it doesn't matter. They're delicious, they take 15 minutes. They use the same ratio, so they're super easy. And Ebbers is gonna interrupt me with where to start.
I'm gonna wait till you finish rather than interrupt, but we're gonna move straight on with the chocolate and the butter. So we want to melt that first. This is a speedy recipe, so we're gonna do it in the microwave, 20 or 30-second blast at a time until it's melted. But you said the ratio, it's super easy. 120 grams of dark chocolate and 120 grams of butter. Break both up so they're nice and small. While that's melting, we can prep our moulds. These, technically speaking, are dariole moulds, but basically individual portions that fit nicely in the cup of your hand, somewhere between 150 and 200 mil, really. What we want to do is make them non-stick, because this is going to have a liquid centre, and the last thing you want to do is kind of have it all stuck when you're trying to get out something so delicate. So we're going to brush the inside with melted butter and then dust it with cocoa powder. That should make it non-stick. Now, you don't want to overheat your chocolate and butter, so for the last step, you just want to give it a stir, and any remaining squares will melt in the residual heat.
You cannot overheat chocolate because it gets those horrible little nibby bits, doesn't it?
It goes grainy, it seizes if you overheat it. Next up, the eggs, and you want about 120 grams again, so give or take, that's 2 full eggs and 2 extra egg yolks. So that will help to enrich it.
Let me guess, 120 grams.
Spot on. Caster sugar, so it's a fine grain. It will dissolve into our eggs as we whisk it in with a pinch of salt.
Now, let's talk fondants.
Let's talk fondants.
Because there is something about a fondant. There's something about the difference in texture between the cakey outside and then a gooey chocolate centre. Doesn't matter what you do, where you see it, you think, I'm having that.
Yeah. And the hot and cold is always served with either an ice cream or we're going to serve it with a really cold creme fraiche. And that hot-cold balance is just amazing. But like souffle, it has this kind of cloud over it where everyone thinks it's really difficult. Actually, it's really easy. And now, chocolate into egg and then fold it in, followed by flour into egg. And that's the only thing that isn't 120 grams. It's about a heaped tablespoon, it's 30 grams. What is important is that now you want to fill them up all evenly, and just before you do, make sure that your mould is dry. Yeah. If any of that cocoa has soaked into the butter, again, chances of it sticking. And what's particularly good about these desserts is that they keep in the fridge.
And there's 4 of them and only 2 of us.
Which is why we're only cooking 2 off now. 1 for you, 1 for me. These can be cling filmed and put in the fridge and cooked 2 days later even. These need 200 degrees Celsius for 12 minutes. Well, 12 to 14, and that will vary on your oven and your moulds. You'll have to check it to get it right, but what you're looking for is something that's still bounced in the middle, but it's starting to come away from the edges. Just double check round the edges haven't stuck, but give it another minute or so in the hot dariole mould before you turn it out. These have had 12 minutes because the batter was fresh, it was still a little bit warm from the chocolate. Remember, you might want to add a minute or 2 to that if it's cooled down to room temperature or if it's fridge cold. And then you turn it out. So upside down onto a plate, we've got fridge cold creme fraiche.
That's very important, the hot-cold combination.
Yeah, and we're not doing anything to it. I'm literally just going to dollop it there. And we're going to lift our fondant.
Right, get ready for this.
Moment of truth. Kapow. A little dusting of icing sugar. And when you cut into that, you get the beautiful liquid molten lava centre that just oozes. It's really simple.
We're done. That's it.
That's it.
You sure?
I told you it was easy.
You don't want to put...
Well, I thought I'd get told if I did, but since you're giving me permission...
That's better.
But look, you can see it's gooey in the middle, but it's just holding its shape until you cut into it and you get that liquid molten lava ooze. It's chocolate fondant sorted.
Oh, no.
That's what you want. But it should be hot all the way through. There shouldn't be any raw flour taste. Do you want to taste it now?
Yes.
When we tested these, as we test everything, Hannah in the studio said it was the best thing she's ever had. If you want your friends and family to be that impressed too, you've got to give it a go. We told you the recipe, we told you the ingredients, but all the details are available in the link downstairs. It's smooth, it's silky. Even that sauce is cooked right through, it's hot. So I once judged a cooking competition, and the finalists, 12 of them, all produced the same chocolate fondant. And it was amazing the difference, considering they all had the same recipe, the same ingredients. And that is also why I'm looking forward to Sunday, where you three go head to head to head with a triple chocolate mousse cake. All three of you.
I'm going to stop eating that because it's going straight to my boobs. Click on the left if you missed our last video, or click on the right video for one of our favourites.